This is who we will come to know as Ursula.
Ursula.
And
the least sexy name in the fucking world.
But that's just because of the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Okay, when have you ever seen an attractive woman named Ursula?
When have you ever seen a woman named Ursula?
Exactly. When have you ever seen a woman?
Never. I never have.
I ain't never seen no woman.
I don't think they exist.
Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the No Thumbs Up podcast, where down is up and thumbs are down. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at George of the Jungle from 1997, the year a lot of us were born. A film about
all
oil.
of us were born, right? Right, guys?
Yeah, all of us. A film about oiled up Brendan Fraser and his side piece. But first, let me introduce some
pretty accurate.
Beautiful people.
Not as beautiful as Brendan Fraser.
Dayne. Josh.
It's primal.
Noah. Marcel. And Spaghetti Joe. My name is Joel.
Joe is just Spaghetti Joe still.
And I'll be your plotsman for today. So please sit down, get comfortable, and hit that hanky-panky like button. Or the white ape will bonk you on the head and drag your unconscious course deep into the jungle. But don't worry, you'll be fine. This is a kid's movie. If you like what we're doing here, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and to get more podcasts just like this one, and hit that bell button so you don't miss a damn episode.
Have you watched our other 15 yet? Don't miss a damn episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch all of them, or you won't understand the jokes in this one. So, pause the video now, go back, take you about 3 days, and then come back to this one.
All right, inside jokes only.
So last week we spun this here wheel and we landed on George of the Jungle, and it was Josh's movie.
Yes, sir.
What was your experience with this movie going
I used to have this on VHS as a kid. I've watched this movie like 90 times. Like,
it's so good. It's so good.
Robots was my George of the Jungle.
Yeah. This movie would have been a lot better had I watched it on a VHS on like a 34-inch just shitbox TV.
I think that's kind of like what I found was like,
you guys had a
34-inch, love it, and those who didn't are like, I don't understand what this is kind of like aiming for. And like the kids that like grew up watching it were like, it's just George of the Jungle.
Yeah.
Like,
what do you mean? It's so good.
It's a masterpiece.
I feel like I did grow up watching this, and then I like started watching it, and I was like, it's just.
Well, they had the cartoon show for a while. I'm like, oh shit, Teletoon.
It must be have been so long since I've seen it.
And then like
Actually, the show was pretty good too.
It was pretty funny. Like it wasn't. Yeah, because I remember it was like on like the same time as like Camp Lazlo, and like it was always in the morning. So like it was.
So a bit about the movie to preface. It was released, like I said, 1997, July 16th. Is directed by Sam Weisman.
Hey, that's 2 days before my birthday, except like a year after.
Oh yeah. It had a budget of $50 million and a box office of $174.4 million.
Damn right it did. Yes,
sir.
It only got that because of the name. There's no other reason.
Come on, but like oily Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, if you see the trailer for it, they hammer that. Like the whole trailer is just like Brendan Fraser, like all the scenes of just him shirtless. Like like moms were taking their kids to that movie, going, I'm taking my kid to see a fun little kids movie. I'm not gonna enjoy it. It's young Brendan Fraser. How are you not gonna enjoy it?
Why is every other seat wet?
They literally all just...
Oh god.
Literally that scene behind Josh right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the poor theater staff.
Oh man.
All the theater employees having to roll up women's tongues, put them back in their mouth, walk by.
Too.
What's the like, what's the original format of George of the Jungle? Is it a book?
I thought it was
think
just
so.
a Tarzan ripoff. That's like
Like a
all
Tarzan parody.
it's a Tarzan like knockoff basically.
Because it's also Disney.
Yeah.
So it's they're just parodying their own. Or well, Disney.
Well, no, because Tarzan was a book. There's several movies before the cartoon came out. Phil Collins just put them on the map. That's it.
Just put them on.
Don't get me wrong, the animated movie's amazing, but the story's been around since like 1912.
Okay, so
there was a George of the Jungle animated like thing back in 1967 too.
Oh,
so it must have been actually off of something then. So I was like curious about that because it seems like such like a Tarzan ripoff. So I'm curious if like the origins were just like
The Man from the Jungle. I've never seen that.
Okay, yeah, Tarzan is from 1912.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, the book is like
I
old.
thought you were just throwing out a year.
No, I googled it like because I was like I'm pretty sure Tarzan's been around a while. That one time you were like, "Not Tarzan came out after," and I'm like, "No, it didn't." I was like, "Wait, I need some evidence to back this up because I can't just go in full force."
Yeah, I never
So I was
heard of
like,
a Tarzan book.
Especially
Especially one from like 1912.
It's like it's a story of a man from the jungle raised
You
by
haven't
apes.
heard of the book from 1912?
Yeah,
Wow.
They-
I guess you're not a
you
real Tarzan
uncultured
fan.
bitch. Well, no, because they also made like the newer
Big fan.
movies that came out in like I don't know, like 2016, 2017 or whatever, like the Tarzan movie where like it was like live action. Like that's more towards like the books and like the stories than
They
like
had a
the
newer one that
cartoon.
came out like not that long ago.
Yeah, apparently it was decent. I never saw it. My mom liked it though, but that's probably because Tarzan. Oiled up, like same not Brendan Fraser,
Tarzan,
though, he
not-
wasn't as hot, but
I
like
also remember watching Tarzan 2 a lot. With, like,
Tarzan 2 is a solid
and
sequel.
then there's
Oh,
like
yeah,
all the
Tarzan,
like,
what the fuck?
isn't it like he doesn't like to swing? He only likes to like vine surf. and-
Yeah, like he did like just epic
Yeah. Anyways,
epic gamer moment.
we
Are
should
we-
get into.
But most like Disney movies though were
I-
like their sequels were so good.
I just wanted to know if we're canceling Tarzan because it might have had some racist undertones from 1912.
Of course.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
cancel everything.
Cool. That's just what I wanted to know.
We cancel
I figured
everything around
we're
here.
doing that nowadays.
I'm
So.
not gonna get into this one.
Some people you might recognize in this movie. Obviously, George of the Jungle himself is Brendan Fraser from The Mummy, Airheads. He's from Looney Tunes Back in Action. Don't want to forget that one.
Wow.
He's also from Encino Man, which is like the movie that was like right before this one, or like around the same time. That's why he still has the
Yeah.
long hair and the abs.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
He plays a caveman.
Leslie Mann.
Himbo.
Literally in both movies, that's all he is.
She's from This Is 40, Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and then Thomas Hayden Church. He's from Spider-Man 3, or he's Sandman. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird because he's got brown hair in that movie. It's like
Yeah.
short. Man, I never
He
thought
plays the
about that.
perfect asshole in like a lot of things, but I could honestly like if you asked me to name a movie he's in, I wouldn't be able to, but
Yeah,
I've
right.
seen him in like so much.
Like, what are his other movies?
Yeah, like what up besides
Just cast him to play.
You're
rich
just like, I
asshole
know
number
him.
2.
He's bad. But
that guy? I don't like that guy. But, you know,
I don't trust him.
he's an untrustworthy guy. That guy.
He's in Daddy's Home.
What?
Oh shit.
He's also in Easy A. Apparently.
I don't think he is.
Oh,
in-
yeah,
He's
yeah,
not a
yeah,
main
he
character
is.
in Daddy's Home.
No.
It's Will Ferrell and Mark.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Mark.
Rick
Okay.
Rack and the Funky Bunch.
While
Knock, knock.
you guys are looking that up, I'm going to go over our wheel. If you're new here at No Thumbs Up, every week we each put a movie on this wheel and we spin it, and then whatever it lands on is movie we review. Next week, we decided this week to all put sad movies on the wheel, so we did that. My movie is A Star Is Born, the 2018 version, because I think it is a remake of an older movie, starring Lady Gaga and what's that guy's name?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Hangover guy.
Yeah. Into the Wild, Dane.
Guy treks off into the wilds. About him surviving and stuff. Kind of sad.
Actually, better soundtrack than Tarzan.
Oh,
no cap.
I thought Into the Wild. I thought you were like referring to like the animated.
Yeah,
movie.
that's what
No.
I thought.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like,
no.
that movie is really sad.
No,
and,
like
really
the one
depressing.
that Eddie Vedder did all the music for.
Oh, I never saw it.
Yeah.
We
actually.
get it. Just prepare to be depressed.
Yeah,
Doom
it's a good ass
Eternal
movie.
Sunshine of the
It is.
Spotless Mind.
Doom Eternal.
Doom.
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
Shit.
Doom Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I said. That
Jim
was-
Carrey starts fucking stomping his way through hell, blast the fucking
He's fighting his inner demons, you know.
yeah.
Whose movie?
Whose
I'm pretty sure it
movie?
must be
Noah's.
Noah's. Okay.
That's mine, yeah.
In the
What is it about?
Sad movie. Breakup.
Wow. Great.
That's what I'm gonna say as soon as you get to mine
Yeah,
too.
literally. I'm just gonna give the most plain answer.
The
It's a movie
Brave
about stuff.
Little Toaster. It's like an animated movie about a brave little toaster, but it's like really just like depressing and like there's like artificial intelligence or not artificial intelligence, but like just like household objects are alive and like two of them kill themselves in the movie and it's like a kid's movie. It's really weird.
Why are you just in the movie?
No, they're not main
They gotta put
characters.
another
They
one on.
just show up. Like it's so weird.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
It's a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and who's the other one?
Mom, wake up.
Was
Johnny
that the
Depp.
title of the
Johnny
movie, or were
Depp,
you
yeah.
asking a question?
Yeah. Hmm?
Johnny
Was
Depp
that the
is
title?
really good.
Was
That's
that the
the
title of the
title.
movie, or was he asking a question?
It's about like Leonardo DiCaprio and he plays a Downey.
Looking for
It's
the
pretty-
right
it's
word to
pretty sad.
cycle to.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Sad.
I'm thinking of ending things.
It's about some couple that go to meet this dude's parents, and from what I've seen of it so far, a dog shakes a lot.
Yeah, that's what I saw in the trailer too. I was like, ah, cool.
So he goes to like
That
pet this
sounds-
dog, and then like how an animal usually would like if your hands are like wet or something, they'll like shake it off.
Mm-hmm.
The dog just keeps doing that.
Wow, that sounds so sad.
It's fucking weird.
I'm so confused. Like,
Yeah.
what's all right.
So at the end of the episode, we will spin this wheel and see what movie we'll be watching next week. Sorry, what was that joke? Good job.
Oh, I don't know. It's an awkward looking movie, that's for sure.
Well, without any further ado, let's get into the plot of George of the Freaking Jungle.
Plot.
The plot.
Cast plot.
Thick ass.
So, we start off with a little
Thick ass,
animation of George.
Of the jungle.
Which is my thumbs up part of the movie.
Seizure-inducing.
This is a great opening scene. First part of the movie, and it's my thumbs up.
Well,
This is weird. 'cause
it's all
the first
downhill from
movie-
here then,
All downhill.
Yeah. It's the first movie I've seen with like an intro like that. Like it's like a TV show intro.
Yeah.
It
it's really
is.
cool. I like those.
It's very cartoony and it kind of sets the tone for like the rest of the movie, you know? Just
Yeah.
like don't take it too seriously.
I
It
thought
really
I was
can't.
watching the wrong version at first, to be honest. I was like, this is
What?
Nah, I knew
I mean,
that
not,
intro.
I mean,
This-
it doesn't help that I may have been a little deep at the time, but like,
I mean, that's the only way to watch it, really. Like,
I had to like, I had to fast forward for a sec when I was watching it on my own because I'm like, I swear I got the right version. What?
So yeah, this little animation shows that he crashes and gets left alone in the jungle, and
Deep in the heart of
is
the jungle.
raised by apes. He's in a place known as the Bukuvu, and then we get the awesome like George
Best goddamn intro to any fucking movie. Like,
That's like totally like seizure inducing right
Seizure-inducing,
off the
oh, yeah.
bat. Like that
Honestly.
blue, you're just like, oh
Yeah.
my god.
me and Josh were kind of like, we were like watching it, but we were like, we were a little in, and I'm just like, man, this is kind of actually hard to like watch, though. Like,
I can't look at this.
No, like I can listen. Like they got the best theme song, but like the visuals could slow down just a tad.
I'm surprised they didn't have to give some kind of like epilepsy warning
Yeah,
for
honestly.
that
Need
shit.
the
That
bell.
was harsh.
People in like the theaters, just like that one guy.
That's why the seats are so wet.
Yeah, honestly though, back in the day, you just didn't have to warn people about that shit. I guess
They didn't give a shit. You had a seizure in the theater. That's your fucking problem.
You should have known
We are not
George
against
Jungle is going
Watch
to be a
a movie then,
psychedelic
if you want a seizure.
experience.
George. So yeah, we have the animated theme song. It's a pretty apt way to start the movie, and then we watch out for that tree burn. He hits it and then falls unconscious, and I think that's where we switch to real life, right? Anyways, we see the videographer, this videographer lady in the wild, and she's with a group of people there, and this is who we will come to know as Ursula.
Ursula,
and
the least sexy name in the fucking world.
But
And
that's
also,
just
like-
because of the Little Mermaid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Okay, when have you ever seen an attractive woman named Ursula?
When have you
Really?
ever seen a woman named Ursula?
When have you ever seen a woman?
Never. I
Fair
never
point.
have.
I ain't never seen no woman.
I don't think they exist.
When have you ever opened your eyes?
Shit. I just can't see. I'm blind.
Her fiance, the generic bad guy McBaddy, shows up.
With his
Wild.
2 henchmen. Like,
Yeah.
just shows up like a mob boss, literally. Like,
Yeah, my like main confusion at the start, I was like, why is he with these 2 people? But I guess it's like they're just going
They're
into the
tracking-
jungle trying
it's
to
George
track
of the
down-
Jungle. You just go with it, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they'll
Okay.
put shit on screen. You kind of have to be like, yes.
The rules are ask no questions, I guess. They are
You're forgetting about the obvious ads throughout the entire film. Like, you just gotta take it.
they made George of the Jungle so they could make some other movies, and they were like, "Fuck it, Brendan Fraser
need
looks
some money."
beautiful. Like, people will watch this." Like,
Nike or Adidas or Nike will fucking sponsor us. Like,
Strap on pair of Air Jordans. Go run in the jungle.
somebody cut and paste Bull and Skull from Power Rangers as like the
fucking poachers.
Poachers,
They literally
yeah.
act like Bull and Skull.
I don't know. You guys would probably recognize them if you saw them.
Yeah. I gotta go Google this.
2 most useless characters in the
Yeah,
Spider-Man
they're just like these
universe.
side characters. No,
They're just dumb.
You
Like,
said
they're just bullies.
you said Spider-Man, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did I bet
Oh,
Power
Spider-Man.
Rangers.
Power
I got Spider-Man on the brain today. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, none of this says Spider-Man.
So, they're all, they make like this camp. Oh well, yeah. When her fiance arrives, she doesn't like want him to be there. They're at this camp, and they are looking for. I think she was there to film the Great Apes.
She was trying to find the
White ape.
the white ape. That's why, and like she also had her guides with her, and like you know, didn't mention them.
I think I was about to, but yeah, I didn't. Yeah, she has the. Yeah, she has the local guards with guards. She has the local guides with her, and I mean the whole time. What's his name? Isn't his name Lyle?
Lyle.
He's very like racist towards them.
Yeah, like blatantly racist in a Disney movie. Like,
He's
I
like,
have made first contact.
It's not the first
time for a
time.
peace offering.
yeah.
Actually, one of my old boss's names was Lyle, and he was a fucking asshole.
Yeah, there's
Everybody
no
knows
nice
Lyle's
guy named
information.
Lyle.
Yeah.
Must be in the name.
Yeah.
Which, like, she obviously isn't too invested in the relationship, you know? Like,
I worked with a guy one time who was just like so into the idea that the name Scott is just cursed for all people. He's like, I have met more than 10 Scots in my life, and everyone is an asshole. I swear to God. Lyle is the new Scott.
Yeah, Lyle is the new Scott.
It's not. I don't know. It's like doesn't feel nice in your mouth to say.
Lyle.
Lyle's
Um,
Lyle's
Yeah.
a letter away.
Like if you say it enough times.
They're talking about how like the great ape is like 7 feet tall and the strength of a lion. They're making it sound like he's an ape, but obviously this movie's called George of the Jungle, so we know what's gonna go down. They're walking
What, a
through
monkey
the
can't be
mountains,
named George?
Yeah.
I guess. The white ape could be just some other dude. They're walking through the mountains, and the narrator is narrating, and he's
Beautifully, might I add.
Yeah.
He's like literally the narrator's like some of the like only hitting jokes in this movie that like just like land.
Yeah, it starts off and it's like they see Ape Mountain and react with awe.
Oh.
I said ah. And it's like better.
AWE.
They're walking across the bridge and Lyle's like is shaking it.
The guy's just like, yeah, be careful going across this bridge. It's really dangerous.
Okay.
He's like, nah, we don't want a decent Maui. This is all right. Like,
And then one of the dudes just fucking falls, and then they're like, no, it's like he would just clearly be dead. And they're like, but he's not gonna die. This is a kid's movie.
nobody dies in this movie. They only get really big boo-boos.
Yeah. And then so he just has like a big like thing on his head, and he's like all pissed at
See, told you.
Lyle.
Lyle now. So they're at the camp, and he's pissed, and he decides he needs to bargain with them. He's like, lighter gun, and then like he like goes to pull it, and it like scares them a bit, and he's like, "You like magic fire?"
Well, yeah, because he just pulls out a gun, and he's just like holds out a gun, and then goes to shoot. They're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then it's like a flame, and he's like, "What? You scared of fire?" Like, no, they're scared of the gun.
What a troll.
What?
Gun
Why are you
that's in your
afraid?
face?
Why are you afraid? It's obviously a fucking lighter, dumbass.
Now this one. He takes out like his camera. He's like, "Oh, look, magic picture machine," and it like prints. And then the dude like takes it. He like gives it to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's yours." Then he like pulls out his, and then like takes a picture of him, and he says something in his language. I don't remember what it's called, but and the dude translates it. He's like, he said that like
he likes your magic pictures, but he prefers to focus on the like Nikon 38 or whatever. Like,
plus your lens is dirty. I have the stuff to
millimeter.
clean it though.
Yeah. Well, give him this while you're at it. You're like, clean this while you're at it. Hands him the gun.
which like he said he had the equipment to wipe off a lens, not take apart a fucking gun lighter that he obviously didn't know was a lighter. Like,
yeah.
But like,
Just
Lyle's
more
just an
fuel
asshole.
to the Lyle fire. Just the most obvious shit they can show of like what makes a character dislikable.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
How can
Blonde
we make
hair,
him more of an
blue eyes.
That's
asshole?
kind of that actor's just specialty though. That's what
Yeah.
he does. So Lyle storms off and takes Erica because he's pissed. And he's,
Ursula.
what did I say?
Erica.
I literally wrote Erica in my script at the beginning because I remembered that being her name, and then I
You remembered wrong, sir.
yeah. No, like I wrote Ursula later on, but I remember I wrote it wrong in my script at the beginning. But he starts calling he like, what is he doing? He's like cawing or something. I don't know.
White ape, hey,
yeah.
around here, like just like walking through the woods, like the jungle, making like loud ass noises away from the group, like.
Yeah, and then they hear something. He's like, "Oh, that actually worked." And then she like covers his mouth. This like lion just fucking shows up out of nowhere. And Lyle's just like, "Okay, you stay here. I'll go get help." And then just like takes 2 steps, trips, like
Knocks himself out.
yeah.
I mean, in all fairness to Lyle, there it did work though.
Yeah.
Like
Everything worked out for the best. Well, like, what is he supposed to do? Fight the lion? Like, I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, George
George
did.
George.
Yeah.
Does.
All right, fair enough. Yeah.
But was Lyle shirtless and covered in oil? I don't
Yeah,
think
he
so.
He didn't.
Not
That's his
Brendan
problem.
Fraser.
He didn't have the
Yeah, he
advantage
sure
of
does.
being slippery.
Slippy.
Yeah,
That's just the superhero secret. Once you're oiled up and shirtless, you gain your superpowers. That's the way it goes.
Where do you think he gets the oil from?
Coconuts.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just always sweating.
Banana.
Just glistening in sweat.
They're in the
peels.
they're in the like the rainforest. Is there
It'd be
coconuts in
humid
the
as fuck.
rainforest?
Juice
I don't know. He
banana
always
peels.
says he talks about coconuts. There's
I
apparently
think those are
like
like only on like.
I know, but he talks about them a lot. Like,
He does.
so I don't know. It could be the rainforest or like not. I don't know. Am I a fucking geologist?
That's not right.
Yeah, well,
Bronx.
I know. Not right with that one.
I know what I
so
fucking
you're not-
said. Thanks for elaborating on my fucking joke.
He tries.
I'm sure, Marcel. I'm sure it was a joke.
It's a geologist is rocks.
Mm.
Oh, you know that because we told you that, right?
What?
It's a joke, Marcel. It's a joke.
The big
damn
cat
it.
thinks Ursula is looking like a whole snack, but George ain't having none of that shit.
George want that snack for himself, you know?
So he's just passing by, and I think he swings in.
And he
Wait, what I
lands on
said-
a tree. He swings by, and then he hits a tree, and then he falls down
Oh
the tree.
yeah, and then there's like a 20-second long sequence of him falling down the tree.
Down a tree, and hitting his
And I
nuts.
think that was the point that really just didn't set the mood for me at the beginning. I was just like, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah, like, I'll be real, some of the slapstick in this movie doesn't
Hit.
land. So,
Yeah.
like, that there is some really cringy, like, slapstick moments, but, like, it's a cartoon. It's funny.
Yeah, it is very like that. Yeah, cartoonish. The
Like, over the
boss
top.
fight starts of him and this lion. It's basically just like a UFC fucking just wrestle down.
He
He's-
fucking clotheslines the lion.
That's my thumbs up
Yeah,
moment. It's so funny. It's just
Runs, bounces off the rubber tree, clotheslines. him. He's like,
Time for the flying pile driver.
He's like, rubber tree, always good for clotheslines.
Then he just picks him up like nothing and starts fucking
Spinning him on the one hand. George's not even trying. No, George's not even trying hard.
God, he's so hot.
He defeats him, and then they kind of like run off, and
Thinks
they
he's
kind of like
People
run off
rich.
into that way, and then George
See,
swoops
Lyle.
back in again and like
Steals
saves
his
her at the
bitch.
last second, and then just like cracks her head on this tree. And just
Literally,
kills her.
like
Just
breaks
kills
her
her.
fucking
Yeah.
neck.
He's like, ah, shit. Guess
Well, I guess I'll take her back to my place.
yeah.
Time to bunk woman on head and take her.
He's just going back to the caveman ways of picking up chicks, you know?
I love just like you see
one.
Lyle peek his head up to see her getting kidnapped. He's like, the white ape.
Yeah, and then he stands he stands back up to go back to the camp, takes 2 steps, and then trips again. And then
He trips so many times in that fucking movie.
and then he finds her scrunchie, and it's just like that was the
Just
second
love-
point where I was like,
I
he
found your
tripped
scrunchie.
again.
Was this the point where he tripped into the poo or no?
No, that's later.
That's like,
Oh, okay.
it's towards the end of the
Um,
movie, isn't
There's a lot of times this man always be
it?
tripping.
Yeah.
My thumbs up goes to honestly, if this were George of the Jungle 2, even more to this, but mine just goes to the treehouse because that was like
Yeah,
the
true.
part I was always the most jealous about as a
This is so
kid.
Oh,
sick.
yeah.
I always
it's
just
so
wanted
sick.
like the badass treehouse, like this
Like
shit's
the
dope.
hangout spot. Used to have
Yeah.
A bunch of
Yeah,
stuff
when he's
there.
on the top there or whatever, when he's just like hanging out in the morning with like the flowers around his neck, he's just like in the little like nook just in the kitchen. I'm like, that'd be sick. You got a fucking tree in your kitchen. You can just hang out on your tree.
Yeah.
But like, imagine the bugs. They don't talk about that, but you know George got malaria.
The
Damn.
rainforest spiders.
Yeah, like bird-eating spiders, centipedes,
Yeah.
At least they
Like-
just eat birds.
cockroaches.
Yeah, they don't eat you. Just
Just the burbs.
Just try. I'll try to eat it.
Burbs. No more burbs.
Black widows, poisonous plants, poisonous fungus. Everything there be trying to kill you, man.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention when Lyle is heading back, he like grabs a bunch of berries and like
Wait,
he
took
tears
my
his
girlfriend.
clothes. Yeah. It's like you don't have
What a
any
dude.
cuts. It's like if you
Yeah.
fake being bleeding, they're gonna want to like
Yeah.
tend to you, and
Yeah,
they're gonna
honestly.
see you don't have any fucking cuts. But
Little man baby.
I
It was
mean,
her blood.
I mean, I sound stupid being like Lyle, you're dumb,
Yeah.
but
Lyle is dumb.
he's acting hysterical and runs back, and Ursula wakes up in this badass treehouse, and Manky Alfred comes up, and he is there with breakfast, and
Mickey Alfred.
she's like, "Oh, I'm having a dream, and oh, that's very funny. I thought I heard the monkey talk. She's being hysterical, and she passes out." He's
Well,
like,
to be fair, like
dabbing-
when at one point he like goes to like he just like aggressively like rushes towards her. It's just like, what does it want? He's like, I want my book, and it's like
Yeah.
you were kind of like giving her a hug almost. Like,
The next scene is like George is like patting her down with a cloth and then like notices her boobs. He's like, oh, something's wrong here. He's like, something's weird about that fella. Ape, oh, she's no fella, she's a female. George's like sniffing her. The ape has got some real red eyes. He's
just
great.
ripped this whole movie.
yeah.
Honestly, just imagine like the unkempt jungle weed, just
oh man,
untouched by society for many years, being perfected by
The
the
super
apes.
weed.
By the
Super
apes.
The super weed to get gorillas high.
Weed too.
Oh, God.
Weed 2, the sequel. It's Weed 2 Electric Boogaloo. Dude, jungle
God, yeah, because like, what does a gorilla
Come
weigh?
on.
Like
A
at least
lot.
more than 10 pounds.
Hey Google, how much does an average silverback gorilla weigh?
900 pounds.
Holy fuck!
Did it say
much was
three? Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, how much does an average silverback gorilla weigh? 350. Hey Google, stop. So
All right, so let's say like I weigh
That's 350
185.
pounds of fucking.
So that's
meat.
like
It could beat up a
Muscle,
gorilla.
yeah.
no,
beat up a gorilla.
I was just thinking about the.
I believe it.
Josh the vanilla gorilla.
I was just thinking
That's my
about
new rap name.
Yeah.
Gorilla.
Catches SoundCloud.
Riff Raff has a song. It's called something like that.
You know, Eminem says that in
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
one song.
Oh, I've never heard that before. I thought that was
Yeah.
really funny. I thought Dayne was being original. Never
No.
mind, you plagiarizing son of a bitch.
How do you think I've made my
Oh
way
yeah,
through
Riff Raff
life?
does have an album called Vanilla Gorilla. I knew it.
Whole ass album.
Yeah.
Which one's Riff Raff? Is that the guy that's like
My mango is the
It's
glow
the
up,
blow up,
and act like I don't know nobody.
Yeah, I know Riff Raff. From that one video.
What I was gonna say is that the 350 pounds is important for the potency of the jungle weed
Yeah.
being able to get that ape high.
That would like kill you instantly. Like you'd take one hit and be in a coma for 3 days.
Basically,
Be
just
the
horse
best weekend of
tranquilizer.
your life. Yeah, it's literally a great ape tranquilizer.
They're literally just doing like ape ketamine in the jungle.
Apes are just a bunch of
Snorting
druggies.
lines.
Ape ketamine.
They're just like playing
Like
around
licking
with opiates and
toads.
shit.
Just doing their ketamine.
What else is there to do in the jungle?
Coming back with like these massive like mushroom caps. Just like
You just jump cut to the next scene. You see the ape brewing up a nice ayahuasca tea to start
well, you
tripping.
see them when they're all around the campfire and just like vibing out. You know
Yeah.
they're tripping nuts. Like,
You know, every time they go to send a bongogram, they're just off their ass.
It's
you
just
gotta
like
look at the bongo toad.
just like generic ape branded lean like Sprite and like generic ape branded like cough
Seems a little
syrup.
racist.
We just need to come out with
Speciesist.
They just have like a whole line of manufactured ape
What?
drugs. They're just running their cartel.
They have jungle pharmacy.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. They're like poking fun at Lyle.
Lords are really crazy.
They're poking fun at Lyle, saying like, haha, your girl got stolen. And he's
Your
like,
girl
no.
got kidnapped by an ape. Sucks to suck, dude.
He's like, no, guys, I was outnumbered. At the treehouse, Ursula wakes up again, and she's kind of finally accepting it's not a dream, and George calls Shep over, and the ground starts shaking, and turns out that Shep is the big elephant. He's a great big peanut loving poochie, and they play fetch and do some stuff. George just eats this log.
Get this man to the Olympics. Imagine that man in javelin toss just out of the stadium.
I like how
impaling
Ursula's
people.
mom too is like, yeah, no, he's not good enough for you. Like, excuse me, he literally threw half a tree like 14 miles, like
He literally
due west.
Spun
without
a
even
lion. Spun a lion like a goddamn basketball on his finger.
But no, he couldn't protect mine. Look,
He doesn't have money though.
He doesn't have income.
Exactly.
I was gonna say get him in the Olympics.
You see,
but he's still not have income.
He's a spot and she's a stripe.
Yeah.
True. He one of the jokes I think that it's cute here is like when he throws the stick, Shep comes back with a different log.
Yeah, like a massive, like an even
Yeah.
bigger, like tree trunk. Not the roses.
Ursula doesn't seem too concerned with getting back to Lyle on their way back. She's just having a good time with
Beyond
George.
guy she knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a guy I was with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
he's
like
the-
covers up that it's like.
Oh,
Beyonce.
she's
Yeah.
I mean, it's
and
oiled up
such a
Brendan
woman,
Fraser,
bro.
though.
well,
Such
the
a
thing,
woman.
well, you get the sense that like this is kind of an arranged thing, right?
Yeah,
And,
like you
because
really do.
as soon as Lyle shows up, she's like, "What are you doing here?" Like she's
Yeah.
on him there.
Fuck off! I'm hanging out with George, Lyle.
You're gonna embarrass me in front of George.
So we're
He doesn't like
introduced.
me anymore.
He's never gonna hit me on a tree now.
Dan,
He's never- she's just like horribly concussed the entire time.
She sees, honestly, she just sees like talking monkeys right after getting clocked on the head.
An elephant shows up, like she's probably just like, okay, I'm like tripping forever now.
Kind of mushrooms did she find in that jungle?
we're introduced to the best
Just
character, Tookie Tookie. He says that the little monkey's in great trouble, and George needs to investigate. So he does, and he says like,
Which, yeah,
"Oh,
an obvious problem for the king of the jungle to be solved.
exactly." The bigger monkey's called the little monkey a runt, so he goes and saves him. But it's like, was that all orchestrated too?
Yeah.
Well, like
It must have been.
He can secretly talk to tigers or whatever.
I think he could like telepathically because he doesn't even fucking leave. He's just like, yeah, it like whispers in the monkey's ear. The monkey goes, and then this fucking lion comes out of nowhere, and like, like Ursula's terrified, and he's like, no, watch this. Like, you didn't leave. You didn't talk to the lion. That lion's gonna eat that fucking monkey.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. I'm not even.
Not
Yeah.
on
Rules
George's
the jungle.
watch.
Yeah.
George is the king of the jungle, not the
He
lion
controls
anymore.
everything.
But then the lion eats the monkey.
And everybody claps.
Yeah.
No, the lion doesn't eat the monkey. The monkey does this cute.
Yeah, the monkey's acting like George. It's pretty funny. He's putting on a little song and dance show, and
That's probably the thumbs up moment, just because it's really cute. And then the monkeys all go back and they play with him because he's now a worthy monkey,
yeah.
not a runt.
It is a really, really cute scene, though. Like, as much as it makes no sense why the lion knew what was going on, it was really cute.
It's kind of a pointless scene, really.
It
There's like no point to it.
That's why it's good.
It's just to like win George points with Ursula.
Yeah,
even
true.
though-
Yeah, because his body doesn't already win like 200 points.
And his tree.
Yeah, we get it. He's really fucking hot. He has a cool ass pet, a sick ass home, and he's nice to animals. Okay, I'm soaked. Like,
at a certain point, it's probably better if he just doesn't talk or do anything.
Yeah.
In chance of ruining it.
Just exists.
Yeah, he can orchestrate complex interactions between chimps and lions. So
Complex. It was the same as a kindergarten trouble. Billy said I was a dumb poo-poo head.
He can talk to
no,
animals,
but he made him do the thing, and you know.
No, it is a really cute scene though. I quite.
Oh wait. Man, I did give my thumbs up to the treehouse, but there's one other point later that's really good. I just remembered. He's gonna.
So what you're saying is there's so many good parts about this movie, Joel?
Oh, I thought you hated this movie. What?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Joel's a hypocrite. Like, we get it.
I put sometimes I don't understand my own notes. I put Vine swinging. She doesn't want to, but he's gonna show her the secret. The
because he's
the scene.
Okay,
yeah.
So yeah, he shows her the special footlock to do Vine swinging, and
then just pushes her like she's like I've never done this before. He's like, all right, like.
I love how he just starts aping the fuck out after he pushes her.
It fucking hurts.
And then George starts going. He's showing off. He hits the tree and he passes out. George, the night of, I think he's wearing like flowers and stuff, and
just being a majestic, beautiful creature.
Yeah, and the ape comes up and he's like, "You feeling like, or like, why are you wearing flowers?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just feeling special today." It's just like, the ape teaches George about the birds and the bees and how to attract the other mate. Yep. And make silly funny face. Ha 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 ha.
Throw leaves in air, pretend you're monkey.
That's not how you attract a lady, silly George.
How do you though?
Yeah, how do you?
You know what? I haven't figured out that secret.
You don't. They just pick you.
George got closer with that interaction than I've ever gotten with like a pickup line.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I wrote down
To be
here.
fair,
I'm just gonna start doing that now.
Is an oiled up god in this movie.
Look at him. It just goes to show you don't have to be smart. You literally just have to
You
be
can
attractive.
literally make ape noises if you look like that, and you'll attract
As long
a
as
mate.
you're hot, that's all they need, man.
Yeah.
If
If you have copious amounts of oil, you can get anyone
the
you
trick is coconut oil. That's what we're missing, boys.
Damn, I know what I'm going to the store for after
Yeah, I'm gonna
this.
go buy some coconut oil and just like walk
Bro, I
into
got some
Jamie's
upstairs.
room like naked, glistening, and be like, "Am I attractive now?"
want.
Cover myself in Vaseline. Like,
Just
baby, do you
start up-
think I'm like Brendan Fraser? Please tell me.
The next episode of the show, you just bring out like a giant ass jug, slam it on with like a pump at the top. You're
I'm
like,
fucking
time
hairless.
to oil myself.
I'm just like fucking hairless because the Vaseline just made my hair fall out, so I just look like a cancer patient.
No, that wasn't Vaseline. That was Nair.
It's Nair.
Lyle at the camp is gonna try and speak Swahili to the guides, and
Idiot.
he's like, "Nah, I got this. I got a phrase book," and he's obviously no good at speaking to them. They are laughing at him, and Skull says they want to capture the white ape and bring back alive, and
I'll give you 50 rubies for if you help me get this little monkey. They're like, give me 100. He's like, all right, you got a deal. Like,
Wait a minute. You know English?
who are you? George and Ursula are under a waterfall having a romantic moment. She is like thanking him for the adventure. It sounds like it's gonna be like what I forget what song we all thought it was gonna be.
I've been
but
really trying, babe.
Yeah, but then it's
But then it's
Mr.
Mr. Bombastic.
Mr. Loba Loba.
Yeah.
It just like comes out of left field, like
That's the
it's
last
also
song I
part-
expected to be in this movie, honestly.
the soundtrack to this movie is actually like top notch. Like they have like they use the same 3 songs, but it's like even like most of it's just the same bongo beats of but like even then it always slaps when he's doing some adventurous shit. Like
George
It's all
is making his ape face, and he strikes out, and ape.
he's like throwing
Oh,
leaves
yeah.
and shit. And she's just like, I'm gonna go. I got shit to do.
Back at the treehouse by like the fire, Ape is teaching George some pickup lines, and Ursula's eavesdropping, so he climbs up and smiles really hard at her, and yeah, they
What's a girl
sit
doing-
there.
What's a girl like you doing in a plane like this?
They're talking about his necklace, and it's a tooth that he pulled from a crocodile with a
Alligator
toothache.
crocodile, yeah.
It's a good juju, and she has like a ring that I forget why, but it's her good.
It's
juju.
worthless. It's basically she found it when
It's
she
a
was a
plastic
kid. Yeah. So like it shows that she doesn't just care about money. That's like the whole point of the ring, but it's
Yeah.
literally just in that scene, and that's
Yeah.
it.
And so she gives that to George, and he thanks her, and then the apes start playing drums, and it's dancing time. She can't dance, but luckily Brendan Fraser's fucking ripped, so she comes anyways, and he starts swinging
Oh,
around.
she sure
and,
did.
And he does some cool kick dancing, and by some miracle doesn't expose his white ape wiener. They're dancing, and there's this banger playing, and it's called Dayla by Johnny
Dayla.
Cla.
I said, Dayla.
The very
The bop.
next.
Was that song written for this movie, or was it just like was that in like a song already existing?
It was hard to find, so like I'm guessing that it was like just made for the movie.
Yeah, like that's because I was curious about that like the first time. we
Because
were
like
watching
if
it,
you
and I
search up
forgot to ask.
Dayla, all that comes up is Dayla song George of the Jungle.
So it must have been written for that
Oh.
movie. That's a banger.
Well, no, there's an album it was on.
Oh.
Cruel, Crazy, Beautiful World, a classic, really.
Whatever happened to Brendan Fraser? Why did he just
Apparently,
He
no,
got-
no.
It was his wife like
No,
they got a
he's-
divorce.
Alyssa was saying she went and looked back at his IMDb, and he's just constantly been active in a bunch of
Yeah.
like movies.
He's in Doom
that just
Patrol. He
aren't
plays
just
mainstream.
nothing that you actually see anymore?
Yeah.
he plays the robot guy in Doom Patrol. He's actually like really good in that. It's a really good show if you guys haven't seen it. But like yeah, he doesn't act in it. It's his voice, but he's in it.
The very next morning, the show's Lyle and the group, and they're all coming for them. And there's this where we have the big like fourth wall gag here, and they like
This is
Okay,
where we
he
throw our
fell
heads
in-
back and
He
laugh.
fell into poop.
ha 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 ha.
This is where he falls into poop.
Yeah.
This is one of like 5
Which is-
fourth wall breaks in this
Which
movie.
is
Yeah.
my thumbs up of the movie, because bad guy falling poop. Ha ha ha.
Haha, poop funny.
Funny poop.
They are
Stinky.
getting down with the snipers, like Skull and fucking Bull have their snipers, and Lyle's there too, and he's supposed to go out and lure out her and the white ape. And he does, and she's still pissed because of like when he tried to leave when they were fighting the lion, and
You didn't beat up a lion for me. I'm done with you.
yeah, honestly,
You're not a real man unless you can just basketball a lion on your finger.
Sorry, I'm sorry, man, but have you seen this dude? Like, come on, like.
And then he's literally just like gaslighting her. He's just like saying, he's like, no, like I was fighting it the whole time. You just don't remember.
Yeah.
It's like she's like, no, I remember George was there.
Yeah.
And
Oh, there's a cat behind
Okay.
Marcel.
What?
so
Oh,
the brother ape sees the snipers, and he comes down. He tells Shep to run because he thinks that the snipers are gonna kill the elephant, and then
They're like, oh, well, we could get all the ivory off it. And you look at Chip; he has like, there's
Two
like
little
yeah, it's like not even like enough to like make a cup. Like, what are you gonna do with that?
yeah.
Also, I just want to mention something that I don't know if anybody else noticed. He like has the gun, right? And the other guy's like, oh no, use the tranquilizer bullet. So the dude just picks up the same gun and he's like, okay, yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
He literally drops the gun and just picks it up, doesn't replace anything. There's no like chamber on the gun itself. So when he cocked it before they were
Just a
going, he
troll.
was cocking nothing. Like,
Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Are you gonna
I
use
don't
the
know.
trank
Nothing
dart?
made sense there.
Yeah.
he
Uses
just, like-
bullets like a bot.
oh yeah, I forgot.
He just cocks it in the same way, like does nothing with it. It's like, all right, this is the tranquilizer bullets.
You'll see a bit of red and it'll look like it's dead, but it's just sleeping.
Yeah.
It's
They
so
just it's a
peaceful.
kids movie. They just get really big
Really big
boo-boos.
boo-boos.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, George gets shot in the head. Sorry.
There's like a really dramatic scene of George running. He's like, no. And
Dramatic yet beautiful because
then-
we get to see Brendan Fraser running in slow motion.
And then she like screams and it like goes in her face and we fade to white. But the narrators just essentially tells you they're like, but he's the main character. He has plot armor, so he's okay.
Yeah.
He's on
Actual
an
plot armor this
airplane on his way to the States.
Yeah, it's like
And-
he gets shot in the head, and then next thing you know, he's just on a plane, and I'm like, I don't think he'd make it to the United States from Africa. That's about a 26-hour flight, not including layovers. Now I'm gonna say she's a rich bitch, so she got that private jet, so you know that was probably like a good like 18-hour flight from like Africa, the middle of Africa, to the States.
The middle of nowhere in Africa to the States. Like, not only was he knocked out for the flight, he was knocked out for the whole time
the
getting
whole time
to the
going to
plane.
the-
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
in the middle of like just the fucking jungle. Like
Who's just
With
just
a
like
bullet lodged in his
is
brain. No wonder he
Ursula
can't
just
speak.
shouldering George for like the 10-kilometer walk back through the jungle to town or some shit?
Well,
And how did
there's-
Lyle get arrested? How did they arrest him? There's no cops in the fucking
hey, we
jungle.
said no questions.
too
We
ma-
said no questions
Bullshit.
about it.
Now that
I'm
questioning this
starting-
movie.
You know what?
I'm
This is my
starting to
thumbs
take a
down
look at
moment.
this
I love this
plot.
movie, but like this part's just my thumb. It just doesn't make sense. Like a shoulder wound, I'd buy it. I would have no questions. But he got shot in the fucking skull. He's fucking dead. Like,
It's just a glancing blow.
To be fair, the gun was like this big.
It was just a tranquilizer bullet, though.
Yeah.
Well, was it? Because
It's
no,
like-
it was Lyle who shot him, not
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
not
I
the
just like
sniper.
pistol.
Just the,
But it was-
the way the scene looked when they were shooting too, it looked like George was like so far over from where
Yeah.
the gun was pointed. It's like if he shot at that moment, it's going 4 feet wide or like.
But
Alright,
wait,
I gotta
there's
stop
more.
questioning George at the jungle.
Lyle didn't even think he had a real gun. He thought
He
he had
had the lighter to scare
the
him.
lighter.
Yeah.
So he was trying to scare him off.
Yeah.
But even then, why would you shoot? What's the flame's not gonna scare him?
Yeah, because then he
Like-
realizes that it's not a gun. You lose all your whatever.
Yeah. So like literally there was no reason for him to shoot.
Maybe he's
just
just
hates
so
to-
mad.
Thumbs down moment,
His
yeah.
name is Lyle.
The only bad part of George of the Jungle
Wow.
was just a transition to get him back to San Fran.
Yeah.
The main
How can
problem.
we? You know, when they're making this movie, I don't think they really thought about all the holes in their plot.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
real, I don't think they cared. Because it's George of the Jungle. They were like, it's good enough. Like it's perfect.
$50 million budget. Fuck it.
Fuck it. It's Disney. They don't give a shit.
They brought Brother Ape into the writing room.
Honestly.
At this part, there's like one of my favorite jokes in this movie of just like they like
yeah.
Lyle's at like the police station. They need to identify who it is, and it's
That's
just like
actually my thumbs up moment. And that's probably like that joke cracked me up. I think the hardest the entire movie. No, actually, wait, no. I got my thumbs up moment for a moment later on. I remembered exactly what my thumbs up moment was. Never mind. But that's a really good scene. I love that scene.
yeah.
Is it this scene?
No, it's not that scene. It's later after the Air Nikes shit. It's like the Mach 10's, like when he's going Mach 10, like that is, yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah, obviously all these people look nothing like Lyle. They're all black, and then you get
there
to
was
like
one white midget.
Yeah.
And then there's like him like trying to hide behind the last dude.
And not even that, they're in like stereotypical like African gowns. Like they're just like stereotypical jungle men, I guess. Like the outfits and stuff.
Yeah, like as if they were in like a tribe. But
yeah, they were wearing like tribal wear and stuff. And then there's just blonde hair, blue eyed, white as shit, like white as the sun, Lyle in a white shirt, like tie and everything.
Yeah. So back to George. He's like in a taxi, and she's on like a car
they're
phone.
Not no poor people. She's in a fucking limo, dude.
Oh yeah, true.
She's rich, Joel. She's
got a limo.
money.
Public transportation.
Yeah, and there's like a car phone in there, which I find so funny. That's such a like time stamp.
Yeah.
It's only around for just this like a specific period.
My dad had one of those. They were so massive. Like he had one of the ones that like you could just put in your car. The thing was like that big and like that bulky, and I'm like, why?
It's just not that useful yet.
No.
Just you wait.
It's crazy how far we've gone.
And anyways,
this movie paved the way for what we have now.
George is screaming out the roof, and Ursula kind of pulls him down. She's like, "Stop."
Well, she's all, like, yeah, because she's talking to her mom too, and her mom's just like, "Did you get that jungle fever? What color's your tongue? How's your?"
And this is my thumbs down moment. Is just her mom in general. She's such a bitch.
Such a bitch. In the second movie, they literally make her and Lyle like the main villains again, but like they're in cahoots and like they have like a plot to take down George and break up their relationship.
But
and
it's
I'm like,
not Brendan Fraser.
No, it's not. They couldn't pay him enough. They make a joke about it within the first couple seconds.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, they got me. They couldn't pay me.
That's pretty good though. That they just did that.
I want to watch the second one again. I've been kind of meaning to, but I've just been putting it off. But like, they have a kid, and the kid's from like 2.5 Men.
So he's.
What is it?
Yeah, it's the boy from the little kid from 2.5 Men.
Okay.
They played for.
We gotta start zooming here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's super excited. He sticks his head out the window, just smashes the door off this car. It's pretty funny. And then her friend comes over. They have the scene where you see like Brendan Fraser like just naked out of the shower, and they're all just like oogling him.
That one.
Yeah, hi, George of Jungle. He slipped in the shower, and they
take this really big book.
Yeah, like hands him a fucking textbook. Like, all right, we get it. He's fucking massive.
Yeah.
Like, do you call dibs on it? Oh, you're totally hot for him. No, I'm not. Okay, can I have him?
George of the Hungle.
And then she just changes the subject.
George of the Hungle, massive.
They get George dressed and
hard to take a pee.
all she has is like obviously like these very like typically like frilly girly clothes, and so he puts those on. They're like, oh, he doesn't care about regular gender norms.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny narration comment. What the fuck?
What?
It's definitely Marcel's mic.
No.
That noise. That
I was just moving my mic.
Yeah, he's like something about the more conservative leaning person would care about this, but George
with his not, yeah, like I really like that actually, like especially for 1997, it was a very nice, like a very good, like
it's a very forward-thinking comment.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to say it like
progressive,
without, like, progressive.
But then, like, literally 20 seconds later, it's like, turns out he looks pretty good in Armani. And then he's like, very good. Turns wink. It's like, ding,
Literally,
sponsor.
this whole scene is sponsors because
Yeah.
like even like in the next where he's like eating fucking McDonald's on the bus. How did he get money? Where did he buy that? He don't got no money.
How do you learn how to
she gave
use
him
a
money,
drive-through or
She's like-
ordering?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how did he figure
I
that
think
out?
he'd be more like culture shocked by everything.
The
Just embracing it now.
Yeah.
mom finds out that Lyle isn't home. There's a voicemail for like Ursula coming in while like George is
Oh, yeah,
juggling, and he's like, pick up the phone. He just picks it up, and then just hangs up.
That's a bit of an overreaction. I
Yeah.
also like how like they're just walking down the street and it's just like who else would see them besides Ursula's mother, and she's just there. It's like just kind of like have her like sitting in her car like watching them walk down some just random road.
Yeah.
It gets the plot moving, you know.
They have this whole thing where they're like Ursula wants them to stay at the house, and
She's got to go to her engagement party or whatever.
yeah, and then the narrator's like, oh, but he's not gonna stay. He's like, no, George have every intention of staying.
I'm
for
doing
a
what
while."
Ursula says for now.
And then he's like at home and he's watching like all this TV. He's watching these like coffee commercials where they're like just showing like these like people just like making
That's
out
how I get
because of
women.
coffee. Starts down and dry coffee, and then
He
just
eats like a full can of like dry coffee, like
just like off his rocker, starts running around, and he's like on the train. Oh wait. Oh yeah, he's like on top of like those like trams that like go around the city. And he's like
double-decker
playing
bus.
the drums. Aren't they in like San Francisco or something? And they have like those
Yeah.
things that like go.
oh the
The tram- yeah, the
tramways.
tram.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
because I was thinking of the bus. He's on a bus again in like the same scene. He's literally just like on top of vehicles in San Francisco for like no reason. Like why didn't anybody like try to kick him off? Why was nobody like, hey
don't give
dude,
a
you
shit.
can't be up there? Like
They have
it's
places
San
to be.
Francisco.
Exactly.
They don't get paid enough to worry about that shit. I
Um,
make $12.95 an hour. I don't give a fuck. This guy can chill on the roof.
so this
That's
is
not a lot
like
for 1997. I mean, good for them.
Yeah. Who would have thought the tramway workers were like a good career to get back into in 1997?
and then he sees what's like supposed to be like the Golden Gate Bridge, right?
Yeah.
No, it's the Bay Bridge or whatever.
Bay Bridge?
Yeah, the Bay Bridge.
Okay, Bay Bridge.
Dane Googled that.
Mhm.
And so he starts climbing it, and hey, turns out that there's like this parachuter just stuck there.
Yeah.
So he's like, to swing or to not, or not to swing, and it shows
Looks at
like
the
the
camera.
rope all coiled up. And he's like, swing.
Swing.
And then it just shows the rope just totally already
Yeah,
all the way
already down and ready to
straight.
swing.
He swings down there, and he like after a couple passes by, he gets to the dude, unhooks him, and how does he get down?
He just slides down the
Slides
rope.
down the rope, which is what
Which, like,
George
why
should have
didn't
done.
he just
Yeah.
like why didn't he just do that to begin with? Like
And
But
then-
instead, George just holds on to the parachute, like puts it halfway on him.
yeah, literally
And what the wind draft takes him away.
What?
yeah,
stores him out.
Like, what are you
Just-
doing?
hits the
He's
boat.
just having a time. He's just being George.
All this time,
We're just lucky, I guess.
Ursula had just gone to this dock and was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna take this boat out." And they're like,
I need this
Yeah.
boat. Like, okay.
Dude's
They're all
like,
like,
yeah, okay. So he goes out with the boat, and then George, watch out for that, and then he hits it, and everybody's like, ooh.
Because it wouldn't fit if they said boat.
I
Watch out
guess.
for that boat.
That, steam vent thing.
Watch out for that steam vent. I don't know why that wasn't the theme song. It's so catchy.
Watch out for that exhaust pipe.
It's hot. That's hot.
So after he saves the dude, Ursula's all impressed with him, and she like gives him a
big
hug.
old hug.
And he's like, wow, this coffee stuff really works. And
Which I'm gonna be real, that joke was like that made me laugh. That was a good little like
stupid,
clean
man.
joke. It was well deserved. I gave it that.
in the jungle,
The
Skull
mighty jungle.
shoots Ape, and Ape tells Tookie to find George, like in his right. That's like it's like before he
Yeah,
gets
he's literally
captured.
gets shot, looks at Tookie and goes, "Find George!" And then Tookie's like, "I know where he is," and just like travels across the ocean.
Yeah.
Which would probably take a bird a lot longer than a plane.
Yeah.
That's like a month's trip for that damn bird.
Unless
I just flew in from
yeah.
Africa, and boy, are my arms tired.
Shut the fuck up.
In the
Jungle, the mighty jungle.
I like how I wrote
Lion sleeps tonight.
they are pushing him in a cage, and the narrator is telling us that Tookie is already on his way. Oops, cats.
I'm Frankie McDonald.
Oops.
Frankie McDonald's.
In car, in car, George makes her jungle scream top feel good, and she is not watching the road. What does that mean?
When you wrote this one, Joel, were you a little in?
It's when they're in the car driving down New York.
That's how you can tell how like more progressively drunk you
San
get while you
Francisco,
watch this movie. Is just by Joel's
Yeah.
in car top down jungle scream.
He's
Oh,
just
right.
He's just adopting
Yeah.
the jungle vocabulary more.
She should have crashed while she was doing that.
Yeah, she literally like head up, like head up, like eyes up, like not looking at the road, still driving like 40. Like
Can we all
Armor
just do a
baby.
collective George call?
I'm not allowed. Jamie's asleep. No, there you are. I was supposed to say no. I didn't do it. I like the manly.
It just gave me a prompt on Zoom. Set up professional audio in audio settings. I don't think I liked that very much.
Owned, like if owned. So this is where Ursula has to explain her whole situation to her mom, and they have the joke of just, "We understand, dear." Just kidding. And she does. They do the glass drop gag. And yeah. Marcel 5 seconds earlier. Oh, I can't do that.
I can't do that. Yeah, she's awake, but she's not awake by now. She will be by the end of this episode.
So then she has to do this long-winded explanation. They fast forward through it, and she doesn't. That's why I don't want to marry Lyle anymore. And her mom's like, "Nah, you're still gonna do it."
That's cool and all, but like you're gonna marry him.
We'll just say you have
like,
this jungle virus, and assuming he can get out of jail, yeah, you're still gonna marry him.
Yeah, like she's like
Dad's
still
been
stuck
such
in
like
this
a bro
guy's
the whole
jail.
movie too.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, if you don't want to, like that's fine.
We can't like force her. Why not? Okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
This is my thumbs down moment. The next part, George just they go walk outside, and George just swings in, smashes like their wedding cake, and like
the stupid little guys on top make a face. Like
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, and I'm like, no, that's a little much. The dog bone was too much, but like I don't know what it was. Like it was just yeah.
So they're at like this gala the next night, and then you see that they're still just serving the smashed cake with like the people on top, and the mom
Which
is
like they're rich. Couldn't they buy another cake?
yeah,
No, cake too much.
Nah, the timeline's all messed up. It would take too long to make a cake, but a bird can fly from Africa twice.
It's
We're
like
getting a little selective here, George of the Jungle.
no, it's like it's that like spatial thing, you know, like how time is different in like different pressure and all
Yeah,
that,
like America is kind of like its own little time chamber, so it works differently there.
Have you ever seen WandaVision? It's
And over
kinda
the
like
ocean, it's like fast travel speed. so
Tookie
you get, like, a
Tookie
boost.
has his own like gravity field. That,
Little do we
like,
know, Tookie can
affects
actually
time.
go like Mach 10.
I mean, considering how like
George can break the
swings,
sound barrier.
That's my thumbs up moment.
That was the moment I was
talking.
talking about earlier.
Yeah,
when I
that's
was
my
like,
thumbs up moment because like that's why I changed it. 'Cause I was like I was gonna do that joke, but I was like, no wait, that scene just like broke me.
Yeah, that was the best.
We'll get to it.
Yeah,
We'll tell you the same thing in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Make it 8.
speedrun.
Speedrun.
White Rush.
Yeah, so they leave outside of the gala, and there's like just this line of girls just oogling Brendan Fraser just running with like the horse and like loose white shirt and like
looking like Fabio.
Sensual intelligence.
And then there's like the one girl, she's just like, oh my god. It's just like, calm, bitch. Like,
It's an accurate representation of the mothers in the theater right now.
Yeah. So George is socializing with these guys, and he's like getting this fruit bowl full, and
He literally takes the top part of a fucking like dish, like you know how they have like buffets, they have like the like hot food.
silver
He just
platter.
he just takes it off and just starts filling it with fruit. And then he makes this immaculate fucking fruit platter that has like flowers on it. And it's like,
Yeah, it was just gorgeous. Like that's something you'd buy for a gift when you like fuck something up or something.
what do you mean this man's not high
sorry.
class? That shit would cost like $200 from the store.
I mean, it was probably like that on the plate that he grabbed it from.
Yeah.
No, he was taking it individually. He was throwing stuff. He was being all acrobatically with it, you know? He's just like, he's getting his bananas.
But yeah, so George is taken outside by the mom, and he's like eating a banana.
Taken
Just,
out
like,
back.
puts the banana peel in his pocket. And she just has this whole speech about stripes and spots, and just like in the jungle, it's like, you know, you're not gonna marry zebras don't marry tigers, and
then she just outright like threatens to like kill him. Like she doesn't say it, but she's like, "I'll wipe you out." It's like she's just like gets
I'm not
like
afraid
really
to cut
dark.
a bitch.
Yeah, literally, she just like gets all serious. She's like, I'll remove the stain if I have to," and it's like, she has enough money to do that. I believe it. Like I'm scared.
This is just an analogy for just her being one of the Clintons. They just make people disappear.
The Ursula.
Sorry. This is my thumbs down moment. Was that conversation? It just makes you hate her so much more, if you even could have.
I can.
Literally, just like the personification of like rich evil person.
Yeah, and
Just
like the whole time,
stereotypical.
like the dad is just like supporting and like
Caring, like
Yeah.
he's just like,
And even
I want
he-
what's best for you. You know, I want what makes you happy.
even he at one point says something about like, oh yeah, he's like, God, that woman's a pain in the ass. That's the next scene actually.
Yeah.
That was their one ass for the movie.
Yeah.
That's how they keep it like G-rated. You get one ass.
In 1997, you could probably get away with a bit more. But yeah.
1 F-bomb, 3 asses, or 2 dams.
Who dang?
Take your pick.
So yeah, so Ursula finds out that basically her mom like told George to leave, and she's like, yeah, you're just, you know, that kind of love is fleeting. This is just a fling in the jungle. And it's like, you did just kind of meet some dude in the middle of the jungle, but like,
You kind of like
She's
broke
not
your
wrong,
neck
but-
and then you fell in love with him. So like,
She just has Stockholm syndrome.
Pretty much.
She's falling in love with her captor after he bonked her on the head. This is all just a hallucination, as she's like actually clocked out in the jungle for
Marcel
hitting the
drops
tree.
fucking phone during the podcast.
George just like UPSs himself back to Africa with Tookie after like he finds out what's going on, and
Had to be priority shipping. Had to
yeah,
paid extra.
And when he gets there, it's like, next time, George, get bigger box. And he's just like a bunch of banana peels in there and just like a chair. And then he just like slips on some Nike Airs. And after some like beauty shots of them, he just like runs this beautiful landscape.
Which literally, if you cut that out, that's a commercial. It just by itself.
Yeah.
If you took out the whole, like everything else in the movie, just like showed that and put Nike while he's running, I'd be like, yeah, all right, yeah.
I'll buy this. Okay.
I'm sold. Like,
he just has like incredible stamina. He has like a resting heart rate of like 3. Dayne at this point said, "This man's heart only beats when it needs to." And I was like, isn't that always the case?
You might have a point.
Monkey in the cage shits his pants, and they 2 guys aren't happy about it. I wrote, so yeah, he just farts.
well, because he like when they like was kidnapping him, they were like George's way or the secret passage. So the ape's like, this isn't the right way, and they're like, that monkey's lying to us. This must be the right way.
Are
And
you
then
gonna
they're,
get
like,
outsmarted
lost.
by an ape?
He's also like, oh yeah, this path wraps around the mountain 6 times.
Yeah,
How the
and they're
fuck
like,
does that make
"Ah,
any
he's
sense?"
Because it would be like,
But would you not like see yourself, like the path you just came from?
what if
Like,
there were? Well, not if there was like maybe a tunnel somewhere, or like.
I think the point of it is that those 2 guys aren't very smart,
Yeah.
and they get outsmarted by a monkey, educated monkey. That is.
well, it's good for the plot because they show up just at the same time.
Just in the nick of time to help out.
Yeah.
Literally, that end scene, everybody just kind of shows up. Like,
There's
like, oh,
just like
everybody's
some
back in
portal
Africa.
between Africa and like.
like apparently it took these
Chicago.
people so long to find this place to begin with, but then like nobody has a problem finding it afterwards.
Yeah, so they've or George is running more, and there's paddle boating down the stream.
Of a boat that looks like it's made out of just poop. Just looks like a turd floating down the river.
He's literally going upstream too, and like a fucking beast, just like no problem. Like,
All the while, just fucking immaculately greased, just glistening in the sun every shot.
In the forest, like with the cage again, we see them. Yeah, they've been walking in circles, and they realize it was like the decoy trail, and they decide that okay, well, if this does go 6 times around to the treehouse, then we better end up at the treehouse, and they do, and they're
and then they do. And then they do.
George is looking all oiled up.
And
he finds Ape's glasses, and the dudes with the cage again. They start fighting with the narrator, and then he like kind of messes them up and like messes with the fabric of their existence because he's
literally, which just shows the narrator is just God.
Yeah. So yeah, they're just kind of like, oh, why don't you ever say anything constructive? And he's like, because I don't like you. Brendan uses like monkey style kung fu to defeat them when he finds them, and
He like spins that one guy like a lot, but like just punches him, and he just like spins for eternity.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
and yeah, Ape tells me, he's like, everything I taught you about fighting fair, forget it all.
Nut kicks both of them.
And he just must go all out just this once. He opens like the 9th gate of death, and then just like then they throw in every slapstick joke imaginable, and if you can think of it, it pretty much happened here.
Yeah, literally.
It's a pretty good scene, actually. It's all right. Tookie.
It is pretty funny. Like they do a good job, like at least balancing. Like it's kind of like that's where they can go all out, and they do just that, you know.
Yeah, they're just like.
Tookie gets like loaded up in this ship and then like shoots it like a gun into that dude's.
Oh yeah,
just,
Shep
like, ass.
snorts a line of coconuts.
Yeah, so there's coconuts.
Yeah.
There we go. Skull picks up the gun and
which I'm gonna be real, one of those coconuts, if that hit him in the head at like how fast that was going, he'd be fucking dead. His head would like just shatter. Like that would like fracture multiple parts of your skull.
Only really big boo-boos.
Coconuts
Only
falling
really
from
boo-boos.
trees can kill people.
Ursula swings in and knocks him off his feet, and George says he's a good teacher.
I'm a good teacher.
But then she hits her head, right? Yeah.
Well, that's
she
because
falls
he's a
down
good
and
teacher.
George kisses her, yeah.
Yeah. He picks her up and but then he's like, oh, but I'm busy right now, and then just drops her. He like winds up his fist to give like the twisty punch supreme, and then just like hit her and hits him in the face, and then like, he spins around, falls down, just dead. And then she's like, "You're my hero." And did I just say that? At least it's self-aware.
Yeah.
It's like, now George can talk. Sorry, last year. She gets. This is like all the people are coming in.
It really happens so fast. It's literally that like Lyle shows up like with like a fucking militia. Like
and because he escaped from jail and like joined a cult, and they empowered him with the power of a mail order minister, so he can legally bind them in marriage now. And so he's gonna marry her by force. And so the cult catches George, and then Lyle leaves through this shortcut with Ursula, and the chimps signal to the ninja apes with the bongogram. And then Lyle and Ursula escape down a water slide, and they just had this big fight scene, so all the apes show up with nunchucks, and then they just slide wipe all the dudes and like just packed into the cage. Like, and I like that they actually had them packed in all funny. If you look, they're all like,
they're all like mangled.
Imagine just being an extra in that shot, having to shoot that same
being at the
like,
bottom.
Yeah, making like $20. You're just like
having to do reshoots on it for like 8 hours in the same mangled position. No, I think extra number 16 in the cage was a little off. Your scream of pain wasn't quite there.
No, we could fit at least 6 more dudes in there.
You know, the producers are sitting there like, how many of these fucking guys do you think we could fit in that cage before they really get mad?
Yeah, all these rich bitches just like betting on it. Like,
I'm betting 15.
On these fucking interns.
Come on, big money. I think we can
be
get
an
16.
actor, don't you?
They're basically just hazing.
Hollywood.
I really expected them to do the like Cat in the Hat joke when they were going down the water slide of just like, you know, like
that's the one thing they didn't do in this movie.
Yeah.
Of like, or at least like the pictures at the bottom of like,
Yeah.
They just went down Splash Mountain, basically.
Without the log.
Yeah.
George is swinging around to find them, and on the boat, Lyle is marrying them by force, and George is...
Is this the scene?
I think it is.
Is this it?
Almost. They're going through the rapids, and Tookie passes him this vine. He's like, "This is the biggest swing in jungle history. Going to hurt very much, but George have to do it." And then jumps off.
And then he just goes Mach fucking speed. This man just like breaks the sound barrier.
I I wrote in my script, thumbs up moment in all caps.
Yeah, that's my thumbs up moment for sure. Because he's like fucking zooming, just holding on like fucking completely like a board, just and then like when he hits the tree, he literally like goes halfway through this giant tree
and then knocks it over.
Love the jet plane sounds too as he's going. Passing by.
It's so good.
Doppler effect sounds. Like, yeah, no.
Maybe it was just because at that point I was a couple drinks in and it was just like perfect. But I just remember that scene just being.
I do like his face, like.
Oh, it's so good.
And then he knocks down this tree, like goes down. He picks up Ursula at the last second. This ape
just
gets
lands like
out.
right by them.
How is he still like conscious enough to like grab her hand at that point?
Because you're used to having
really
concussions.
big boo boos.
Yeah.
He's perma-concussed, so it's not like...
It doesn't matter if you break the sound barrier and like basically uproot a goddamn like massive tree. No. I got your hand. We're still okay.
I'm like 80% sure Lyle marries himself to an ape here.
He does. He goes through the cave and then he gets molested by an ape. Because like the ape just grabs him and just throws him down.
He's, what do you call that? Like once you're married.
Rough monkey sex?
No, after you have sex, once you're married. Consummating
the marriage.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Or he's, I guess. Yeah. George and Ursula. There you go.
The jungle's very progressive.
Yeah.
You know, surprisingly, this isn't the first movie that I know of where a man gets molested by a monkey. There's also Ace Ventura 2.
Common theme.
Theme in the 90s, I guess.
Gotta stop these monkeys.
George and Ursula get the smooch. Then it's their wedding in the jungle.
His
and
first
everyone.
Smooch, actually, that hasn't come from a ape
monkey.
or... Yeah.
True.
Ape or elephant.
Yeah, I hate how they mentioned that.
No, he'd be clapping gorilla cheeks.
Everyone from the city
really
is...
Rip pussy.
Everyone from the city is at their wedding, and they get the rings from Tookie Bird, and at the wedding, Dayla.
Yeah.
Dayla.
And so just married is sprayed on the back of Shepard.
Yeah.
Like the spray paint.
Ship getting turned off the fucking bubble.
Yeah, literally grabs a full bottle of like fucking champagne and starts chugging it.
And then the after credit scene, they have a jungle baby. And no, actually it's not after credits, but
Come to think about that though, that's a little dangerous, drinking and elephant riding. You know,
We're not allowed to
canceling laws in the
George of the Jungle here.
Yeah.
there's nobody else on
riding?
the road. It's like if you're like you live in the country.
So
and
you
you're driving
say
slow.
if it's 3 in the morning, I'm pissed drunk, I can go driving because no one's gonna be on the road?
Yeah,
Okay,
George,
well,
make it
I
better.
guess then I'm condoning drinking and driving a quad on your own property, which I'm not.
Which also is illegal if you're drunk and driving a motor vehicle. You
It's
can get a
illegal-
DUI for
But
that too.
is an elephant considered a motor vehicle?
Yeah,
No.
if I got drunk and then went dog
Yeah,
sledding.
no, that's the thing. It's like
Yeah, I guess drunk dog sledding wouldn't be illegal.
Oh wait,
so...
but if the dogs were drunk though.
and it's like you're not.
That's just animal
Sir,
cruelty.
we're gonna have to breathalyze your dogs.
What if
It's like
there's
your car
case
being
law?
drunk.
Dog beer.
And like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Like the elephant can't do anything that it doesn't want to
It's
do.
still in control of itself.
But it's also drunk, so then
No,
I don't
officer, I'm sober, but my car here has had a fuckload to drink. He's shit, mate.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. Next time I get pulled over, like, sir, have you been drinking? No, but I just filled up this car. It's been drinking. They'll look at me and I'll feel like shit-eating grin.
They'll be like, get out of the car, sir.
Yeah, get out of the car.
I just poured a 2.6 in my tailpipe, but
They'll look at you like, but
so
we got to get this man to a hospital.
yeah, they have their little jungle baby who will be the star in the next one, but Brendan won't. They mimic the circle of life scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this
That was
before or
pretty
after
good.
The Lion King? The Lion King was like in what, 80s or something? I don't know. It was old. What was this? Was
And
it?
I can
Earlier 90s.
okay. I'm
It was
changing
like
my
91 or 92.
Lion King.
I'm changing my
94.
thumbs down moment.
94.
So what?
Is it the next scene?
Yeah.
So tasteful.
Well, because in the sequel, Ape is like a singer in Vegas. That's like what they're kind of leading to. But the sequel came out in like 2003, so like really, they didn't. I don't think they actually had a sequel in mind.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like,
And so-
don't you want to know what happened to
Dancing.
me? And it's like he's just dancing
No.
in Vegas. It's like, no, I don't fucking
He does
care.
a shitty rendition of fucking "My Way" by like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's like
He just talks it. He does like a
Yeah.
slam poetry version
Yeah.
of it.
that
that's
was our
George of the
plot. We're gonna spin this here wheel and
Yay,
find out
George of the
what we
Jungle.
were not watching next week. But before we do that, if you like what we're doing here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to get notified whenever we come with a new video. Hit that like button. That helps. Share us with friends.
That helps.
It helps with the algorithm.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
algorithm, guys. We're getting there.
Share this video with a pal of yours who likes
Yeah.
movies. I'm eating it crazy.
You ever seen a movie before? Watch us.
Yeah. No, literally.
That's it. That's all.
So I'm gonna go over our movies again on the wheel. We have A Star Is Born. That's my movie. Into the Wild. That's Dayne's movie. Doom Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Stop calling it Doom Eternal.
That's Noah's movie. The Brave
Wait,
Little
we still have to do
Toaster.
our ceremony of thumbs and stuff, right? Or do we do that after?
Why would I forget the ceremony of?
We have to discuss
Why
whether or
would
not we
you?
actually like this, because I don't know if
Yeah.
Joel actually liked this movie or not.
Yeah.
All episode, I've just been like waiting to see if he's giving it a thumbs up or not.
I don't
I've
even
been
know
on my
yet.
edge of my
I don't
seat.
know.
I haven't decided.
I'm
Like
gonna
you're
just-
skipping to the wheel, but we don't even know if we fucking like the movie we just did.
I'm already halfway through reading this, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna review.
I know, just finish up.
Yeah.
I just realized.
One's eating Gilbert Grape. I'm thinking of ending things, and that is it. Yeah. So, like Marcel said, the ceremony of thumbs. Do we freaking like this movie? Let me think about it for a second.
Bum, 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 bum,
Well, the
Bum.
question we always ask is like, can you give this movie a skip, or do you need to
Watch
see
it.
this movie? Okay, so
bum, bum,
somebody
bum,
give us a
bum, bum, bum.
countdown.
3, 2,
Bum, bum,
1.
bum, 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 bum.
Oh, it's half and half, baby.
Wow, split the room.
Explain yourselves.
Explain yourself.
I'm gonna
Wait,
throw it-
Dane, did you watch this as a kid?
I did, but I didn't
I
really
did.
remember much of it. I know I'd seen it as a kid because I had I'm pretty sure I have the VHS, but it's not something that I like.
It wasn't like a
remem-
staple.
No, it wasn't something I like remember. Like, wow, this was great. But
Okay, starting on Joel's screen, just let us know who's first, and then we'll just go through the people and do
Okay.
a light explanation of ourselves.
Yeah, of like
Okay, so Noah.
Like Dane, I saw it when I was younger, but I didn't really remember it that much. But I don't know if watching it now, I guess it's like interest. Like it's funny. It has its funny little moments, and Brendan Fraser's nice oiled up. But I wouldn't like recommend this to anyone unless they like you have memories of it and stuff.
For me, how it feels like is like
It's
I-
too slapstick. To 1997.
I watched this as a kid, and there's like, it's like these are the parts that I liked as a kid, and these are the parts that I like now. It's like there's none of them intersecting. It's like
That's fair.
and like yeah, I think for a general watcher, someone who's not really into like our whole like ginge kind of stuff, I think you can probably give it a
Yeah.
skip. Josh, you obviously have a lot of fun.
That's the thing. I have stupid fucking sense of humor, anyways. So all this
Yeah.
shit's funny to me.
It's like
And
the
I
way
don't care how dumb it is. If it's fucking funny, I'm gonna laugh and enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's like Kung Pao.
Yeah.
Kung Pao's the
Oh,
dumbest.
yeah.
So good.
It's so funny.
It's so
It's
good.
funny.
Next week we should do just
That was
like
pretty funny.
we should do the dumbest movies. we've
Yeah, I'm
Fair
down.
enough. Next week.
Kung Pao.
Next
Joseph,
week.
What
Anyway,
did you think of this?
I think I saw it as a kid too because I remember the fucking Java scene really fondly, but that's the only thing I remember about this movie.
Wait, did you give it? Sorry, you were on the other side. Did you give it a thumbs up or thumbs down? Oh, you gave it a thumbs down. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So again, just watching it the entire time, it's so fucking 90s. Like everything about it. Is,
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't care about the whole bad animation with like the elephant and stuff.
Yeah,
All that shit. But like,
because that doesn't hold up. Like
God,
the
no.
elephant.
I knew it
That
wouldn't.
are-
But it would have held up
For the-
again
for
if
the
I was watching
time.
it. Yeah, on like an older thing, but I was
Yeah.
watching it on Disney Plus on like a 1080p,
Yeah.
HD monitor. It looked really bad. But other than that, like, yeah,
I didn't. I watched it on my
I didn't
phone.
care
and
to
it
watch
looked
this
just as
movie
bad.
that much.
It almost feels more excusable too, just like the world they build, where they're just like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy fell down, and then he's just like, oh, no, he's fine. And then it's like, so when you see like a really bad effect, you're just like, yeah, it's George of the Jungle. Like,
And the whole watch out for that joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beating a dead horse the entire movie. after the initial animation where everybody
He
smashes
runs
into trees the whole time, I was done with it. I could have went without it.
like it would have felt a lot.
I feel like it's trying to play off the old cartoon, like trying to be that like cartoon,
Mhm.
but in real life.
Yeah, I feel like this is aimed at like
Yeah.
6-year-olds.
It was.
It definitely
Yeah.
Oh
was.
yeah,
It's a
Well,
kid's movie.
see the way
For
I like
sure.
because like I find it's like I used to like it as a kid, but I find now it's like a really good drunk movie. Like if you get
Yeah.
together with like your homies, you're inebriated, you just want something dumb to watch.
This would
like,
actually,
that's-
you know what? This would actually, I feel like, be the perfect like drinking movie.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Yeah.
game
like drinking
movie.
game, like drink every time he
Yeah.
hits a tree, drink every time
Yeah.
George says like ape or something, or every time
Yeah.
Ape says something smart that like sounds
Yeah.
condescending.
Yeah, you could like
Yeah.
calculate a perfect. amount
God,
of
you'd
drink.
get so fucking drunk.
Would.
Okay, so sorry, Dayne is next, assuming Taylor's done.
You sure you're done?
Yep.
Okay.
Say more.
I said
on.
the most.
That's more.
Come on, say some more. No. I thought it was just kind of stupid fun the whole time, to be honest. I was just enjoying it. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of shit that falls flat, like a lot of the slapstick's pretty ugly, but I don't know. It was a movie you can have fun with, like Marcel said. Be a little inebriated. It was, I don't know.
It
It was just a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
Put some more.
Okay, but if you really pontificate on the ideas that they were trying to establish in this movie about class structure and Monkey Man, and... nah, I'm kidding.
Pontificate, huh?
I looked up the word pontificate just because it sounded kind of weird. We'll give it to you this time. Don't do it again, though.
Just can't let him win, though.
Don't do it again. I don't ever want to hear you
Damn,
use
I
that kind of
can't
language
fool.
around this podcast again.
You can't fool anyone.
Assuming, yeah, you're done, I will go to Marcel.
Yeah, no, I guess like it was kind of like a movie.
All right
like,
then. Okay, yeah.
spin your fucking wheel. Hold on.
That's all I had to say.
That's it. That's all. I'm good. Like, what's the movie gonna be next week?
Do you want to just spin the wheel?
Yeah, I'm good. Like
Okay.
my whole thing, I was gonna basically just say like it was a good drunk movie, but like growing up, my mom and like me really liked it, so like we made a lot of jokes growing up about it, and like even the theme song and shit. Right? When I told her we were doing this movie for the podcast, she started singing the theme song to me. So like it was just kind of like one of those like Laney family movies that we'd watch, and like so I think I have a little bit of like nostalgia towards it before even going into
me
it, but
too.
like I can still see like why people wouldn't want to watch it. I can understand that, but I'll always recommend it because I'm like, if you got a kid and like you need something to put on for your kid, but like you want something that's got a little bit of adult substance so you can make it through, like put on Shrek. But if you don't have Shrek, put on George of the Jungle. That's a good second.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I really hope it's mine. Oh fuck! It was one away. I'm thinking of ending things.
Ooh,
Joe.
is that on Netflix?
Joe.
It is on Netflix, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I know. I choose movies that are on Netflix. Thanks, guys, for making it so easy for you. Yeah.
Well,
thanks for limiting our selection, Joe.
Hey, thanks for being passive aggressive, Joe.
I try.
I really appreciate that.
Joe being passive aggressive.
nah,
I've never heard it.
we have been no thumbs up. If for some reason you are watching this,
For some reason, I really
appreciate you. If you made it this far in, man,
pontificating our viewers.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share and like and subscribe and all those things.
Do all
We'll
the
see you
YouTube
next week
things.
when we're watching. I'm thinking of ending things.
I know I am.
See you later.
Me too.